I'm an Argonian and call me Joffrey. I only went and bloody did it. If you've been living under a mud crab for the last few weeks, Bethesda, the absolute mad lads, dropped Oblivion Remastered after what has felt like an eternity of rumours and leaks, giving players the chance to revisit the Imperial seat in the beautiful Cyrodil for the first time since the world was last hurtling towards a global financial crisis and a Pope died in office. Could someone see if Todd Howard was spotted at the Vatican last month? So, what do we have? Well, a beautifully remastered world, stunning new visuals, updated animations, tweaked gameplay systems that make Oblivion feel, if not at home in the modern age, at least peeking through the window through a crack in the curtains that you didn't quite close properly. Although I was disgusted to see that Argonians are still in the game, Bethesda clearly hasn't been reading my letters. Now, after a tedious amount of hours creating the most generic looking member of the most discriminated against race in Tamriel, I was in the game, just soaking it in. Oh my god, he looks so old.
Oh, hell no, man. What the fuck, man?
Now, putting how dirty they did my boy Urethra Septum aside, the faces look incredible, and the way the lighting can hit them is just like show a medieval peasant the original Oblivion and they'll probably just laugh at you and go back to tilling the fields or whatever they do. But show them this, they'll worship you like a god. Taking control of Jonkius, it's immediately clear that this is not just some hasty remaster, but this is going to be something special. Modern graphics tech has taken that opening tunnel system, which normally you just sprint through to start the game, to an immersive journey through an oppressive space, viewing it all with fresh eyes. And once old Urinal takes a knife to the neck and you leave those sewers, I was hit with what has become one of my most significant gaming moments. The Imperial City and surrounding locale, a vista we've seen countless times over the years, re-envisioned in UE5 is just stunning. But it's not just the graphical fidelity. No, Virtuous have taken the original art style and just slightly tweaked it to suit modern capability. In doing so, they've retained the core and the soul of Oblivion, but just made it look modern. And don't even get me started on the plains of Oblivion. Like, I know people hate going there, but when I entered that first gate at Kvatch, I was speechless. Like, the art, lighting, and environmental design just throw you head first into this absolute hell. But as I've alluded to, this new sheen hasn't lessened the gut punch of nostalgia I felt moving through these spaces. And I think this is exactly what Bethesda wanted. The new sheen gives older players a fresh experience in a world they've spent the last 20 years in, while retaining the foundations of Oblivion. But it's accessible to new players who want to see what all the millennials won't stop going on about, or just understand where all the janky memes came from.
Have you heard of the High Elves?
Body's still warm. Looks like there's a killer about.
Oh, and honorable mention to this Imperial Guard who fought by my side through the hell of Kvatch, lost his two best mates, saved the city, and then hit me with the...
It's you, the hero of Kvatch. This is truly an honor. Hello, citizen. I hope you're... Move along.
Never change, Oblivion. Now, when it comes to gameplay, once again, the essence of Oblivion is unchanged. But subtle quality of life tweaks have made the game just feel more at home in 2025. Adjustments to the combat system alongside new sounds, animations, and hit markers make combat feel ridiculously well paced and satisfying. Now I'm playing John Kearse as a stealth archer, which I don't think has ever been done in Elder Scrolls before. But to be fair, it will never not be satisfying to slot a dude from 30 meters away with an arrow to the... But unlike in Skyrim, your arrow can zip 3 centimeters past their eyeballs and they won't even bat an eyelid. Kill the guy they were standing there talking to, they'll just turn around and go find someone else to chat up without even a backwards glance. Leveling has been revamped just enough to make it harder to screw up your late game by putting points into the wrong place, but they've kept the original charm of the Oblivion progression system. And I don't know if it's just the D&D nerd in me, but I love that there's like 50 subclasses to choose from at the start of the game. It just gives you another way to personalize with and connect with your character. Not everything is perfect though. Starting with the difficulty balance. They've done away with the slider, and now you have set difficulty modes, but man, trying to fight a wolf on expert is like fighting Alduin in Skyrim, but you know, put it down to adept and that wolf will die to a stiff gust of wind. Stealth is particularly punishing. It feels like if you're in line of sight of someone who's 300 meters away, they will spot you instantly. Another thing that hasn't changed lock picking. Who the f designed the system? Honestly, they need to have their bloodline ended. I could never do it as a kid, but you know, it's been 20 years. I thought maybe my brain had developed enough to be able to comprehend the system, but nope. 50 lockpicks broken on an easy lock. I even looked up like 3 Reddit threads. Still don't understand it. And in keeping with the Elder Scrolls 4, there are loading screens everywhere. Want to go through that door? Yeah, loading screen. Want to go into that cave? Loading screen. Want to change your socks? Loading screen. Want to have a conscious thought? Loading screen. Now, what does this all mean to a 30-year-old boomer like me? Well, I played Skyrim to death, but I haven't touched Oblivion since the 2000s. And when I played it back then, I really wanted to get into it. I tried so hard, but my prepubescent brain just wasn't developed enough. It would rather have dopamine injected directly into it by Call of Duty 4. But I did play those opening few hours countless times in an attempt to see what everyone else was going on about. So as someone who only really experienced Oblivion on that surface level back in the noughties, this remaster gives me the opportunity to experience what at times feels like a new Elder Scrolls game. Experiencing for the first time the goofy but grounded storytelling that Bethesda is known for, like stumbling upon a village where all the occupants have been turned invisible by an angry wizard who just wants to get on with his work, or bits of environmental storytelling, like finding a body in a pond with a note on it, a love letter proclaiming his love for a woman and his intention to find her the second she leaves the city. Now the morality is muddy, but giving you the tools to form your own impression of what's happening is something that Bethesda does so well. And all the DLC is included and remastered to the same level. I never got a chance to play these back in the day, and I am told they are some of the best Elder Scrolls experiences. I feel like I've rambled in this video, but honestly, that is how excited this remaster makes me. Fresh Elder Scrolls is something we have been universally craving. And I'm in this perfect position where I played just enough Oblivion back in the day to know that it's something special, but not so much that the experience doesn't feel new and full of potential. Bethesda and Virtuous have treated this remaster with the utmost respect, serving the original material in a way that just isn't seen in this world of cheap remasters. You know, it's not perfect, but it's not trying to be. It embraces in equal parts the beauty and jank that makes this deep, epic, and iconic RPG what it is. You know what's also deep and epic? Hitting the subscribe button. So if you like the video, please subscribe, please comment, please like. If you do, I'll give you a kiss.